Why did Hollywood convince us that glasses make you ugly? I mean, think about it. Every single makeover scene, right? It was literally glasses off and boom. The girl is so beautiful, so pretty. Cue her beauty being realized and being noticed. Gasps everywhere. Suddenly, the girl everybody overlooked is the belle of the ball. Like suddenly she's it. She's Peng. From like one of my favorites, The Princess Diaries. Oh, I watched it so many times. From The Princess Diaries to She's All That to Ugly Betty. Like we were all literally shown over and over again. The moment you take your glasses off, you're finally worthy of being seen. But what happens when you start to lose your sight permanently? That's just where my story comes in. Today, I want to unpack what these images did and what these stories did and what they did to our self-esteem and our self-image, and also how we're finally starting to rewrite the story.
Blindly fabulous, a blind girl living my best life. Okay.
So welcome to Blindly Fabulous. My name is Sylvia and I'm blind and I'm living my best life, taking you along with me. This is a series I'm calling Surviving Ableism, and this is where I get to do a cultural commentary from my disabled lens, and yeah, I get to yap about things that occur to me every now and then. So yeah, welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe and I don't know, leave a comment, do all the good stuff that you know will super help me out. Let's share this video, let other people know that we exist, and yeah. So yeah, now let's get into it. Let's rewind to the early days of cinema. Back then, silent films used visual cues to tell you everything about a character in seconds, you know. So glasses, that meant bookish, clumsy, or socially awkward. We have Harold Lloyd, one of the first film comedians, right? He made an entire career out of that image, the lovable, bumbling guy with round spectacles. Even with sound, that trope still continued, that image still continued. Women in film like How to Marry a Millionaire.
To the left.
Thanks.
All right, put them on. No men here yet. Certainly got here in a hurry. So take a taxi?
No, I didn't have enough money for a taxi. I had to get the Chrysler people to demonstrate the new showboat for me again.
The one with the gold trim?
Was it gold? I didn't want to put on my specs with the driver there, you know.
Marilyn Monroe, she was depicted as glamorous and everything until she puts on her glasses. You know, like it's that image that people have. Even I want to go as far as saying this is not a woman, but I want to change tack slightly and talk about superheroes. Clark Kent. Can we pause and think about that for a second? Clark Kent, his literal whole disguise is that he's just some nerdy guy in glasses getting on with work every day, and nobody would ever suspect that he could be a superhero. There's a scene where she would literally rather walk into furniture, which she does, than wear her glasses in public. Back to Marilyn Monroe.
Well, you know what they say about girls who wear glasses.
What are you talking about?
Men aren't attentive to girls who wear glasses.
And I used to love classic films. I used to watch them every weekend with my sister. The message was clear. Being seen as beautiful and glamorous, it mattered more than being able to see. Literally, like you'd rather look pretty and glamorous than be able to see because of the glasses. Wild. And obviously it was, you know, it was lighthearted, of course, but those images really stuck. Now, fast forward to the shows that we grew up watching. Okay, some of us. We have Recess, Hey Arnold, Rugrats. I mentioned Recess, so I was going to say Recess again. Saved by the Bell. I actually grew up watching Saved by the Bell. In cartoons, glasses always meant like one thing, the nerd. So Recess gave us Gretchen, one of my favorite characters ever. Gave us Gretchen. In Hey Arnold, it was, who was it in Hey Arnold? Phoebe. Yes, Phoebe. Okay. Dexter's Lab, obviously, Dexter, genius kid, practically defined by his glasses. Like the glasses meant he's a genius, of course. Do you know, I wish glasses meant that you're a genius, because I would literally be the rocket scientist, surgeon, doctor, you know, what's that thing in Peppa Pig? Helicopter flying, fire engine driving. That would be me. If glasses made you intelligent, I would be in my bag. In Scooby-Doo, do you remember Velma? Velma in Scooby-Doo, her whole entire personality was like, I can't see without my glasses. And also, I want to go back and say, even today, there's Peppa Pig. Daddy Pig had a whole episode where he couldn't see. He was really struggling, and because he didn't have his glasses on, you know, but that's sort of the picture or the depiction we have of people with glasses. They're a bit like bumbling. They're a bit, you know, we're a bit ditzy and clumsy, but also super duper smart at the same time. I don't know how those two go together, but okay. And when it comes to live action, right, we had the iconic moment in The Princess Diaries when Mia Thermopolis finally takes off her glasses and she becomes super glamorous because she wears contacts. She's all that, Mean Girls, you know, same story over and over and over again. Even Ugly Betty, which I loved so much for its warmth, and like it was just such a nice show to watch. It just gave me, you know, those comfort shows. Even that built its entire, I guess, premise or title or image around the fact that, or image or depiction that glasses and braces were considered to be unattractive. Like, remember, she had a sister, Ugly Betty had a sister, and her sister was apparently very, which she was, by the way, very pretty. Both of them are, but she didn't wear glasses and she didn't have any of those things, and so she was the beautiful one. I wore glasses growing up, and I can't tell you how many times I imagined my reveal moment, you know, when I'll take my glasses off and suddenly everything would change. And this is funny because, I mean, how many times have I taken my glasses off? You don't actually sleep in the glasses. And I don't know, I'll probably maybe get into this a bit later on, but I wore my glasses less and less as I got older and older. So when I was like late teens and early 20s, I wore my glasses less. And then suddenly, for some reason, I just decided, actually, I love my glasses, and I started wearing them again. But spoiler alert, yeah, it never happened. I never really had my reveal, ta-da, sprinkle. Editing Sylvia put in the sparkling fairy dust sound. Yeah, like it never happened. And honestly, I'm glad it never did. When I was growing up, I thought that glasses were my biggest flaw. Okay, there was another one, but we're not talking about that right now. But outwardly, what you could see, I thought my glasses were my biggest flaw, and I tried, I sort of hid behind them. I withdrew. I didn't really feel the connection with, let's say, being a person who can voice their opinions, who can, do you know what I mean? First of all, I know we're not in the business of calling glasses ugly in this particular video, but for real, my parents let me pick my own glasses, my own first pair of glasses, and I got them when I was about 7, right? And I picked some flowery frame, pink, and I don't know what, some flowery frame, and they were bifocals. They were bifocals, and they covered like most of my face like this, like the girl in Matilda. What was her name? The girl in Matilda. That was me. Yeah. But like, were her glasses pink? They might have been. I'll pop, here's a picture of her. But that was me. And I think I didn't really realize how not fun they were when they were new until I guess I got back home and it was like, wait, now I have to live wearing these? It's a bit ironic in a way, growing up feeling like my glasses were such a big deal to my appearance and so on and so forth. And life flipped the script, and I lost my eyesight, and the conversation really became not, am I wearing my glasses, or how do my glasses look, or how do I look at my glasses? It became more, how am I navigating life? How am I navigating the world? And the irony is, losing my eyesight actually made me see myself more clearly. So small things, well, now they're small, but things like that ended up not really being that important to me, or that ended up not being something that I would spend any time thinking about. I had bigger fish to fry, I want to say. But I was able to see myself more clearly and love myself more as who I am, and so on and so forth. There are some blind people who wear glasses, by the way, and they also use a cane. But for me, something a lot more symbolic is a white cane for me, in terms of my journey and stuff. So a white cane, being able to pick it up and actually use it, and so on and so forth. And somehow I think as a woman, right, the beauty standards that are set for us is a bit different. It's a lot of pressure, and I'm someone who's interested in that. I am interested in doing makeup. Sidebar, please, let's not talk about my makeup, because I've had this on all day. I didn't really refresh it, and I did it myself, and nobody checked it for me. So please, let's act like whatever might be happening on my face isn't happening, because there might be things happening. Anyway, back to the point, right? I think, with losing my eyesight and seeing myself more clearly, I think, the media tells you, when the media tells you that glasses they make you undesirable, I think it's like telling you, anything visible, any visible difference makes you undesirable. And I refuse to buy into that. I'm not buying into that anymore. I do not buy into that. We refuse. Or that anything visible, different, or whatever, it should be corrected. And no, I don't buy that. Not anymore. But thankfully, things are changing. Nowadays, we're seeing more characters who wear glasses, not as a before, not as a punchline, but more as just, it's just part of who they are. It's just normal. They just wear glasses. Think Blackish, Grownish, and even Encanto's Mirabel Madrigal. Anytime I see or think of that name, I just think, go to the family Madrigal. Sorry. And even Encanto's Mirabel Madrigal, whose glasses are literally part of her charm. We're also seeing more influencers and personalities and celebrities just wear their glasses, not, as a prop or anything, but, just as part of who they are. They're proudly sporting their glasses. I know there's some people who actually do wear it like a fashion statement accessory. If you're a millennial, And this really matters, because every time a young person sees somebody rocking their specs, their glasses, their mobility aid, their canes, whatever it is, with pride, they are learning that beauty has always been within them. Beauty has always looked like them. It doesn't have to be, remove this external thing and then now you're beautiful. Don't use a wheelchair and you're more desirable, and so on and so forth. Beauty is always within us as we are. So now I want to hear from you. If you were someone who wore glasses and still wears glasses, did you feel like they made you stand out in a good way or a bad way, whichever one applies to you? Maybe you have a friend as well. You know somebody who maybe used to or does wear glasses. How do you think, I guess, maybe their experience was? Were you someone who was helping them, or were you the one who was, taking the mickey out of them? Were you building them up rather, not helping you? Were you building them up, and so on and so forth? Like just what do you think of this whole image that we have of glasses as a marker for an ugly duckling? Because it's been going on for long enough now, and I'm glad that things are starting to change a bit. But just let me know what your experience is, and then also maybe your difference isn't glasses, maybe the difference is something else, which I also have another visible physical difference, but I'll talk about that in a separate video. I was born with an omphale cell, and it deeply affected my self-confidence and how I felt about myself as a, not necessarily desirable, but just if I'm a person. It's not even about being good looking at this point. So yeah, drop a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, I'm gonna hear it, from the screen reader and see it. And I want to talk with you guys. Yeah, I'd like to chat with you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so late. Why am I always recording so late? It's 12:16. 12:16. I know, but yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please share with somebody who you think might enjoy watching this. It was just something that's been going on in my brain for a while. I've been meaning to come and talk about this for a minute, so I'm glad that we can finally have this conversation. Yeah, so let me know what your thoughts are, and like, comment, share, all that good stuff. I appreciate you so much. Catch you on the next one. Bye.
One step forward, two steps backwards, yeah. Immature lover who don't use big words, yeah. I don't need convincing at all because I know what I want. Baby, can't you figure it out? What's going on in your heart?
I don't actually need these glasses anymore. I'm blind. I don't need them anymore, basically. I used to wear them maybe 10 or so years ago, but this is why I wanted to talk about it, because I have had quite the journey with glasses as a person altogether since childhood. But yeah.